We're live on YouTube.
네, 안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는, do you want to introduce yourself, Daniela?
안녕하세요, 여러분. 어떡해?
안녕하세요, 여러분.
잠깐만요. 왜 그래?
Do you want to introduce yourself, Daniela?
오케이. 유튜브 라이브에서
뮤트
안 했어요.
네, 괜찮아요. 자기소개 해주세요.
네. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 제 이름은 다나라예요. 저는 GLEx2020 어떻게 말해요? 공동장업자입니다. 산치타랑 GLEx2020 2020년에 만들었어요. 우리 community has grown a lot. 그리고 금요일에 팟캐스트 방송해요. 그래서 여러분 환영합니다.
네, 감사합니다.
네.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 인도에서 살고 있는 산치타라고 합니다. 저는 25살입니다. 그리고 건축가입니다. 저는 1년 동안, 1년 반? 사실은 2025월부터 한국어 배우기를 시작했어요. 근데 아직 잘 못해요. 그냥 한국어 수업만 해요. 그래서 한국어 말하기는 잘 못해요. 글렉스 2020에서 한국어 선생님도 있고 한국어 배우는 학생들도 있어요. 그래서 매일 한국어를 공부하고 있어요. 네. 그리고 요즘에 30일 동안 한국어 말하기 챌린지 하고 있어요. 글렉스 친구들이랑 이 챌린지 하고 있어요. 그럼 글렉스 pod 스쿼드 자기소개 해주세요. 네. 레이나 씨, 자기소개 해주세요.
네, 감사합니다.
네.
와, 잘했어요, 산치타 씨.
아니에요.
멋지네요. 정말 멋지네요. 저는 아직 잘 못해요. 네, 안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 자리나입니다. 저는 싱가포르 사람입니다. 저는 글렉스에서 친구하고 같이 즐겁게 한국어를 공부해요. 그냥 만나서 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다, 드리나 씨. 글렉스에서 한국어 공부를 하기 때문에 정말 감사합니다. 네, 로시 자기소개 해주세요.
네, 저는 로스입니다. 미국 사람입니다. 하지만 독일에 또 칠레에서 살았어요. 지금은 한국어를 공부해요. 하지만 아직 잘 못해요. 너무 어려워요. 반갑습니다.
네, 반갑습니다, 로시.
네, 반갑습니다.
네, 로시 그리고 드리나 씨 오리지널 글렉스 오리지널 pod 스쿼드이에요. 우리 2026월부터 한국어 공부하고 있어요. 한국어 대화? Is it?
네,
그게
왜와?
네, 하고 있어요. 그래서 너무 감사해요. 로시 그리고 제이나 씨. 글렉스 2020에 한국어 배우기를 해서 감사해요. 네. 그리고 크리스토퍼 씨 자기소개 해주세요.
안녕하세요. 저는 크리스예요. 한국 이름은 김페롯이에요. 한글 햄스터라는 페이지가 있어요. 한글 햄스터에서 핫한글 서머라는 동영상 시리즈가 있어요. So I have a page called Hangul Hamster, and on that page I have a Hangul video series called Hot Hangul Summer. So if you want to learn Hangul with me, please like and follow Hangul Hamster. I'll never have too many hammies.
네, 감사합니다, 크리스토퍼 씨.
네, 크리스토퍼 씨
감사합니다.
우리 Glax Group Moderator예요. 그래서 도와줘서 감사합니다, 크리스토퍼 씨.
아니에요.
Sorry about that. I forgot to change the slide.
천만에요.
네,
네,
감사합니다.
여기 우리 Patreon 그리고 PayPal 어떻게 말해요? Supporters예요. 하지만 complete set 아니에요 아직. 왜냐하면 새로운 멤버들 pledge 했어요. 그리고 oh my god, it's just mixing English and Korean.
It's okay, you know. It's okay, really.
그리고 너무 감사합니다 우리 supporters. We can't do this without you. We are able to reach out to so many people all over the world because of the support from our supporters. We were able to start out with $0 and then be supported with a Zoom room provided by another company, and then from that we were given a donation and we were able to purchase our own 2 licenses, and through the contributions currently from our members we're able to purchase next year's Zoom licenses, and in the future we'll be using the funding to sponsor more students to be able to connect to the internet and be able to join us to learn Korean, because we all know that language learning is expensive. It's a privilege to have internet. It's a privilege to have Zoom. So we really appreciate your contributions, and I hope that if there is an angel investor out there who would like to sponsor more students, let us know. We're open to collaboration because we always believe in collaboration over competition. So thank you very much, everyone.
네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
So these are our peer-led sessions which are conducted. We have a daily study session conducted by Vanilla, who is also an admin at LKIK, which stands for Learn Korean in K Culture. And me and Vanilla, we both met at LKIK and also Zarina. And we decided to meet every day and practice our Korean together. So that's how GLEx was formed, actually. We, as Vanilla mentioned before, we believe in collaboration over competition. So we are not here for competing with any other Korean learning groups, but we are here to collaborate with them and spread Korean language to more people around the world. So these are our peer-led sessions where we do not have a teacher. We study with people who are just as passionate as us for learning Korean. And we have teacher-led sessions. We have Cho Hyun Sensei with us since November 2020, and he has taught us from level 1 to level 4, and we'll be starting with his new class from 16th August. So please make sure to check our details for the new GLEx Korean live classes program. And we'll be also having super beginner class, which will be Hangul class for people who do not know Hangul Korean alphabet, right? So that will be a free class, but it hasn't been announced yet. So please look at our Facebook page, GLEx2020 podcast, for more updates. And we'll be also having other language sessions. We previously had Tagalog sessions, but it's been discontinued now. If there are any Tagalog learners out like listening to this podcast, please get in touch with us so we can conduct a Tagalog class very soon for you. And we'll be also conducting Chinese lessons soon. Please check out our page. Okay. And yeah, these are our free study sessions led by Ranella, who is an admin at LKIK, Learn Korean in Culture, a group by Paul Kim Son Singh. We will be coming up with Korean speech and writing contest with KIKA, Korea International Culture Association, an NGO in South Korea, but we haven't really published the details yet. The awards will be announced on the Hangul Day, which is 9th October 2021. Yeah, and this is the GLEx Korean classes, which will be starting from 16th August and 16 August to 10th October 2021. This will be a 8 weeks program wherein we have various classes for different levels like beginner 1, beginner 2, intermediate 3, and various Korean conversation sessions for level 1 to 4. These levels are based on Seoul University textbooks, so make sure that you check the syllabus before joining or before enrolling in the classes. Yeah, that's about it. And these are the details for our upcoming program, GLEx Korean live classes with native Korean speakers. The study period is 16th August to 10th October, and application period it will be until 15th August. And the application form link will be given in the caption. So please make sure that you check the form. And we are only charging the registration fee, which is $15. It is not even tuition fee. It's the bare minimum that we could have for this class, which is less than $1 per session. And we'll be covering 16 classes in this in the 8 weeks program. So make sure that you check our programs, and I hope that we are offering value for the price that you're paying. And also, if you're not able to pay $15 registration fee, we also have scholarship application. So make sure you check that form as well. At GLEx2020, we believe in providing affordable and accessible language learning opportunities. So to begin with, we did not have funds ourselves to study Korean. So we do not want to keep Korean language learning. We do not want to keep people deprived of opportunities. So that's why we are conducting these classes for free, almost free, which is just $15 registration fee. And I hope that more people join us for these classes. Our main purpose is to spread the Korean language across the world, and not just Korean, but also other languages, because we believe that such opportunities should be more accessible to people all around the world, irrespective of their economic status. Yeah.
네, 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
그리고
Thank you for you guys for joining us and believing in us from the beginning, and helping us navigate through podcasting and recording and creating courses. And oh my gosh, we have accomplished so much as a group together. And I hope more people get a chance to experience the camaraderie we've built at GLEx2020. What do you think? What are your opinions? Can you all say it in Korean?
abstract course 못해요.
의견.
Christopher Shi?
의견.
이게 뭐예요?
네, 의견 뭐예요? 의견?
Christopher 씨.
The opinion I think
아,
is
네네.
이제 한국어를
음,
배우는 것
음,
글렉스 덕분에 너무 재미있어요.
네, 감사합니다.
한글 햄스터도 너무 재밌어요. 진짜요, 크리스토퍼 씨.
고마워요.
그 비디오를 너무 concise 그리고 informative 그리고 재미있어요. 네, 잘했어요, 진짜요.
고마워요.
크리스토퍼 씨, 왜 한국어, 중국어, 그리고 일본어 배우고 있어요? 제가 궁금해요. 그리고 여기 다들 궁금해요.
네.
크리스토퍼 씨, before you joined, all of us were talking like we were discussing why you're learning all these languages. So please tell us why you're learning these languages.
So I'm very interested in all kinds of East Asian culture.
왜요? 왜 interested?
And that's because I've been exposed to anime as a young kid and teen. I want to watch anime without subtitles. So I started learning Japanese in my teens.
어떻게
And then
공부했어요?
I used the JapanesePod101.com. That was one of my first resources. And it's one I still use today. I was there just to show my age. Do you know Hiroko? Anyone who's seen
아니요.
JapanesePod101.com, do you know Hiroko?
아니요. 몰라요. Can you tell us about that?
So Hiroko from JapanesePod101.com, like when I was a teenager, she had a series called Kanji Corner, which helps you understand basic kanji.
Have you ever been exposed to real Japanese people? I mean, have you interacted with them? Because at GLEx2020, we believe that interaction is more important. I mean, it's not like we're not comparing,
yes.
but it is
Right.
important for language learning, right? So
Yes.
did you have any exposure?
Yes. Two of my Japanese teachers were native Japanese women.
I see.
So I've had some exposure with native Japanese speakers. And also, and this is my high school teacher and my college teacher, both are Japanese.
I see. That's wonderful. So at GLEx2020, we have 8 Korean teachers. Like I don't have a count, but last time I counted it was 8. But we must be having more by now. But we really believe in the interaction, so that's why we are keen on conducting these programs with native speakers, and we're also learning language through culture, right? Because there are some things that we just cannot learn from textbooks, right? And I think that understanding the culture is really important while studying the language itself. What are your opinions, everyone? Like, Do you find interacting with native Koreans helpful, or is it like it's not necessary?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's definitely helpful, and I think it's necessary. It's just the lack of opportunity, that's all.
Mhm.
So like while I enjoy helping Kevin Sam
Mhm. Yes.
facilitate those sessions,
Mhm.
but doesn't really help me in my Korean, because I
Mhm.
think the whole idea is for them to be exposed to English.
Mm.
So
Right.
it's not really an exchange in that sense. You know, I think the word Korean English exchange is is not is not appropriate for that
Mhm.
session. It's really exposing the Koreans to English.
Mhm.
So while I enjoy it, but it doesn't really help me very much in, you know, in my in practicing my Korean with them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it only helps if let's say if I know certain words in Korean, then if they
Mhm.
look a little bit like lost, like they don't understand
Mhm.
what I'm talking about, then if I can just explain a little bit in Korean, then they're like, okay, you know, that's what you mean. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but other than that, it's not really a
Mhm.
two-way street.
Yeah, it should be like an exchange.
Mm,
So, what are the ways that we can do this? Because, as you know, that some people are not very good at English, or for us,
yeah,
we're not really good at Korean. So, even when our teachers are teaching us Korean, they're not really learning English from us, because um, we don't focus on English in those sessions, right? So, it's never like a two-way thing, but
yeah, yeah.
we should come up with something like that, like real language exchange where both the parties, I mean,
Yeah, so ideally, it would be great if like you could
mm,
dedicate half of the session in one language
I
and the other
see.
half in the other
Yeah.
language. That would be great.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
for like Kevin Sam's session, there's only one English or maximum
Mm.
two English, what he calls leaders,
Yeah.
leading a bunch of Koreans.
Mm. Mhm.
So I so that it's going to be difficult for you to apportion the session in that manner, half and half,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
the only one learning Korean will be the leader, right? Which is me, or
Yeah.
you can have the two, like
Yes.
Tina and
But
Joe. So it doesn't
Uh-huh.
quite work out.
I almost
Yeah.
think that you just need a session that's dedicated towards Korean learning
One-on-one,
English,
maybe.
and one dedicated
One-on-one.
towards English learning Korean, because or other languages learning Korean, because I
Mm,
think it is hard to put both of those in the same thing. I
yeah.
almost,
I mean, I have some ideas, but I'm not sure. Frankly, I don't know. This is speaking with Korean sessions that Kevin Sam hosts, right?
Mm.
Whether the Koreans, is it a paid session, or is it just something that is like an add-on and a value added service that
Yeah.
he provides his students? Because if that is the case, if it's not paid, if it's not a paid program, then
Mm.
maybe he can do like maybe a half an hour, which is the English is like an English session where
Mhm.
it's a breakout room with one English leader to a bunch of Korean friends, and then the other half he rejig the breakout room, and it's the other way around. You have like maybe,
Mm.
I don't know, a
But still,
Korean leading.
you won't have many English speakers then, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. I don't know how many leaders there are, frankly, in that session.
Hmm.
I think 7 of us.
I think we should do this one-on-one because my sister is actually doing one-on-one session with two or three Koreans, and they exchange language. So it's half and half, It's not like someone is just teaching and the other
Mm,
one is just
yes.
receiving, It's not she's not just on the receiving end. So both of them are involved with each other in each other's language learning. So that is more, I think it is more beneficial because I sometimes feel that I don't have anyone really learning from, like in one-on-one because um, I'm just doing these classes, right? In my sister's case, her Korean partner, she's actually teaching her, like she's teaching her what she wants, right?
Mm.
So, and my sister is teaching her what the Korean person wants.
Also, they're
Both of
teaching each
them,
other rather
they're
than just
teaching each other. Yeah.
practicing.
No, they're not just practicing, they're
Or
teaching
they're
each other
teaching.
actually.
Oh,
So my sister's teaching her English grammar right from the beginning,
but then
because
her Korean partner must know how to teach grammar as well, because not all of
Right.
them,
Not
So-
everybody knows
not
how to-
everybody
Yeah.
can teach Korean
Yeah.
grammar, even
Uh-huh.
from the natives.
Exactly. So
Mm.
that is something that has to be worked out,
But
Even
she's
my
very
sister has-
fortunate to have found somebody like that.
Yeah, so she has someone who can teach her right from Hangul,
Mm.
So it was really fortunate of her. But we can create something like that if people are really willing to invest that much time, because it takes a lot of time,
Yeah.
Mm.
And
That
like finding a
process
partner
is
is
really
quite
important.
difficult. I got lucky with Sarah and HK because you introduced HK to me, and Sarah, I met her during the cultural exchanges I was doing for Glex when we first started. Remember, we were meeting a lot of Koreans, and
Yes.
we only had time for self-introduction.
Yeah.
And from those 30 Koreans that we met, I'm only in touch with Sarah and HK. Although I do message everybody else like periodically, like Sunny and Solomon and who else? No.
We might know all these people, but that, as I said, that we need to invest time in that learning. That is
Right.
like a
And like
learning process. It's not just like being in touch with them. It's more about just investing time in each other. That's what
right.
I'm
And
trying to say
building
here.
those
Yeah.
relationships, I'm hoping will show them that okay, this is a safe group to be in. This is a group where people are serious about learning and exchanging knowledge. Because other people also have their own. I think there are currently 8 language exchange buddies going on right now. Like Marco and who else? Zarina, do you have a Tina has one?
How do they find them? I mean, is it through you guys?
No, the people that you're working with, the people that you are with at Kevin Park
Oh,
Sam.
at Kevin Sam's. Okay.
Yeah,
that's-
so you just like be friends with them and say, hey, do you want to get together and do some language exchange like that? Because all of this that we do is networking, right? So the more we network, the better our chances of connecting the people that match together. So say for example, Serena, you met someone doesn't match with you, but you can think of one of our friends, like maybe Rose, who they would click with. And so you can say, hey, I have a friend named Rose. I think you guys would really mesh well together. Would you like me to introduce you? And in doing so, like that's how we build the community of language exchange partners. And also the current English full-time challenge that I'm doing, they actually make phone calls with each other for 30 days. And the task is to have 15 one-hour phone calls in 30 days.
Wow. That's a, that's a
But
lot.
wait a minute.
15
Listen
one-hour
to
phone
this.
call.
Listen to this. Not only do they exceed the 15 hours, some people make 100 phone calls in 30 days.
Wow.
Gosh.
What?
I don't even do that in my own language.
Me too.
Exactly. I've never talked to someone
Wow.
that many hours.
So I've met like 25 people now. The guy who was playing the guitar last night on my Facebook page, his name is Alejandro from Argentina. He's learning English. And one of our tasks was to go live to talk about music you like and to do a show and tell. So he did he killed 3 birds with 1 stone by going live and playing music and showing off his guitar skills, So so those are the kind of challenge that the 30-day challenge has, this English challenge. And I want to be able to do it for Korean, but first, foundation. How do we build it so that we can get to a level where we are comfortable making phone calls in Korean, okay, with each other? So say, for example, we can only do 5-minute phone calls, like, 안녕하세요, 어떻게 지냈어요? Like 잘 지냈어요? 뭐 했어요? 뭐 했어요? 오늘 뭐 했어요? Like that, and then you talk about your day. So maybe that's a 15-minute phone call, maybe not an hour phone call, but it's gotta be that people want to be able to do it. Because the thing is, so many people are afraid to speak, right? So the first hurdle is the confidence of speaking out loud.
네, 맞아요.
What's confidence? 자신감?
자신이 없다.
네, 맞아요. 저도요. 그래서
네, 자신.
네, 그 한국어 챌린지는 조금 어려워요. 왜냐하면 우리 자신 없어요.
자신이 없어요. 네.
네, 맞아요. 자신이 없어요.
네.
So that's the first hurdle. So you build up your confidence. How do you build your confidence? Do your first video. Make that first video saying hello, and then you're in a private group with people that you know will treat you well and not make fun of you because everybody's in the same boat. And then after the first day, the next task was make a phone call. Make 3 phone calls. That was the next task. So make 3 phone calls with the people within the group. So everybody had a Calendly. And you called each other. You take screenshots of your calls and post it in the group to prove that y'all were in the call. And then you write a little summary about your call. And then after that, what was the next challenge after that? After that, it was a group call. Make a group call. So a group call with everybody only speaking in Korean, right? Like in this English challenge, everybody was speaking English. Oh my God, they're all so amazing at English. And I'm like, my Korean is not even that great. And as of this moment, I'm speaking so much English. 죄송해요. 하지만 한국어 단어 없어요.
저는 한국어 단어를 다 잊어버렸어요.
네, 네, 맞아요. So, 그래서 다음에 what's after that?
So you're talking about the group
Yeah,
calls.
so I'm like giving you all of these tasks that they do. And then for each task, she has an explanation in English. Like there is an actual webinar. It starts from orientation. This is how the group runs, blah, blah, blah. And then it's so organized. I'm like so in love with it. I don't know how we can do it.
Who's the organizer? Is this a Glax Glax thing?
No. This is called
It's inspired by someone.
EnglishFullTime.com by
Sorry?
Stephanie.
What's it called again?
EnglishFullTime.com by Stephanie Weller, I think. She is an English teacher and she hosts many workshops like Fluency Challenge, like this one for 30 days.
Oh, I
you get phone
see.
calls. She
And
has
it's
a
for
YouTube
any
channel.
language? It's not just for English?
No. It's for English only, but I joined it so that I could learn it for Korean.
Okay.
Like I want to take the skills that I'm learning from her challenge
Cool.
and transfer it to us. And every time like people hear me talk, they're like, if you're fluent already, why are you here? And I'm like, the whole thing again.
I think you have to adjust your English level to like
Yeah. So I
that
speak
they will
like
not be suspicious.
No. I straight up told them like what I was thinking and what I was planning because there is nothing for us in Korean. You know what I mean? And if there's a Korean teacher listening to this right now and you want to do a thing, cool, let's make it happen. But actually, we would like it to be a GLEx event and make it accessible for as many people as possible. So like the threshold for entering is $15. Like our registration is always going to be $15. Well, not always. I'm not sure what will happen in the future, but for now, our registration fee is $15. And through this challenge, I'm hoping that more people who can actually speak Korean will want to speak Korean, You know what I mean? And I don't know. Who knows? Who knows if another Korean teacher is thinking about it, if they want to create it, if they already have a following, you know, and we can ride on that wave. But it would be really cool to be a GLEx event.
Yes, I think that sounds really cool. I just don't see myself doing it now. It's just like sounds so much work. So, okay, maybe when my daughter returns to London, I have a bit more time, I can do it.
But it's easy for me, you know, because I don't have to think in English. Like I can just act, I can just behave, I can just do whatever in English. But in Korean, I'm sure everybody who's doing the challenge right now is super overwhelmed, because can you imagine, like, in your second language, you're doing show and tell, you're speaking to 100 people, you're, you know, you're doing all of these tasks in a language that's not native to you. I'm sure it's nerve-wracking, because even right now, me thinking in Korean is impossible. I couldn't even think of the word impossible in Korean.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So,
가능하네요.
무리.
what is the
무리하다.
word? 네?
무리하다.
무리하다. 네. 조금 아니요. 지금요. 그 30일 챌린지는
불가능하다.
네?
불가능하다.
불가능하다 뭐예요?
No, the word for possible
Impossible.
is 가능하다.
In
So
Korean, it's
possible is
불가능하다.
so bull is always the opposite of, is an antonym. When you add bull to a lot of words to make it an antonym. So it's like 가능하다 is possible. So 불가능하다 is impossible. So if you say 편안하다, it's comfortable. 불편안하다 is not comfortable.
Can you
네,
say
네.
가능 안 하다?
Possibly, yeah, or 가능하지
가능
않아요?
못해요?
I learned it from a drama. So anyway.
오, 진짜요?
So 가능 안 하다. Well, yeah, but 불가능하다, I can see that too. Yeah.
네. 그래서
I forgot
지금
about that one.
I think it's still impossible for us right now, but I'm really hoping soon. Sanchito's level is like amazing. Your growth from last year to
Yeah,
this
she's.
year is what? Every time you
I
speak,
know.
I'm mind blown. So
No, I always tell myself, I give myself the excuse that, you know, it's age, youth.
무리하다 means
You know,
overdo oneself.
무리하다.
무리하다.
네, 네.
무리하다. I got
don't know
it
what-
from Papago.
맞아요, 맞아요.
An example
We're-
sentence, 너무 무리하지 마라 is don't work too hard. And 무리한 계획, an impractical, unfeasible plan.
네, 지금
무리한 계획.
무리한 계획이에요. 그래서 천천히 할 거예요. 기다릴 거예요.
I think instead of saying 무리하다, which is to kind of like strain yourself,
네.
the simple, I guess you can always be resourceful and say Morika 아파요.
네. 아니면
simple to
못해요. 아직 잘 못해요. 그래서 기다릴 거예요.
Yeah. Okay, guys, it's past midnight. I gotta go.
감사합니다.
네,
감사합니다.
감사합니다. 네, 재밌어요.
잘 자요.
We'll use a
네.
script from Jewel's list. So today is free talking, trying out something new thing. Do you guys would you guys like every 3 weeks or so if we do an English check-in?
What does that mean?
Like if there's a topic in English about language learning, would you like us to discuss it here?
Yeah, that, I mean, if we come across, sometimes we come across some interesting maybe we came across somebody's Instagram or Facebook, and then it's an idea that we can always discuss it or bring it up. Yeah, why
Yes.
not? Sounds good.
Okay. Emmanuel suggested we should do more dialogue, like back and forth conversation rather
Yeah.
than just me talking. No, he didn't say that, but I talk a lot. 감사합니다, 여러분. 내일 아니요, not 내일.
다음
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 금요일.
주에
다음 주.
네, 다음
다음
주에
주에
만날게요.
봐요.
네,
네.
감사합니다.
안녕히 계세요.
네, 안녕히 계세요.
감사합니다, 여러분.